Hello, welcome to Matters of Decorum. I'm Scott Corum. This is what matters to me. Uh, so I've missed a couple of weeks. I've been recovering. Anime LA took a lot out of me, but I thought I would talk about it a little bit. It was beautiful. It was a great convention. I love the Long Beach Convention Center. Just love it to death. I could spend a couple of days there, which is good because I did. Uh, the area is nice, restaurants and shops, and it's just a gorgeous spot. You can see the Queen Mary from the front of the place. And the cosplay, fantastic. Just people giving it their all and really putting in the effort and making me want to do maybe a little cosplay in the future myself. Uh, Maybe something a little bit more involved than throwing on the Uncle Drac coat and getting him a wheelchair. Andrew went with me, make sure everything ran well. We had a wagon we pulled with us that had all the stuff because I couldn't carry anything. It was fun. Gaming was great. Wonderful staff, very helpful. A little tricky getting the wheelchair up and down from where the main convention was to where gaming was, and uh, it worked out. It worked out. There was a way. Just had to find it, and that was awesome. Uh, was there Friday, Saturday, and met some folks in the later action there on Friday. They were in tabletop gaming too. Just had a really good time. I haven't talked about the games I ran for a reason. I printed out my 12 characters 4 times. Turns out we've got a laser printer here at the house that I should have known about, but there was a lot of stuff going on. And put in report covers and page protectors, and it was a thing, and nobody showed up to my games. That's my fault. I was the indie game designer sitting there in a room full of D&D players. I should have done a number of things differently. The staff was very helpful in helping me identify some of these problems. I want to thank my friend Robin in particular, who really went out of their way to make sure that there was a feedback for me specifically. I should have run some Dungeons and Dragons. I should have done a couple of things that I knew people were going to be wanting to do so that I could start building up some name recognition, so I could be a recognizable face, so that people would know I'm one of the people who runs the kinds of games they want to play. Because I'm pretty confident I can run games people want to play. I should have run something other than fantasy with the victory system. There's plenty of fantasy there being represented. I should have run some science fiction, some space era gaming. That would have gone really well with all the other themes going on at the convention. And now that I think about it, I should have finished at least enough of the mecha book that I could have run a playtest mecha game. That's I'll circle back to that. Uh, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go and run games again, but I'm going to run at least half of my games are going to be Dungeons and Dragons. I'm going to start the weekend with Dungeons and Dragons, and then when I've got some name recognition built up, uh, throw a game in victory, maybe one or two. We'll see how I do. And those victory games are going to be not fantasy, unless there's some fantasy variant that involves giant robots, because, well, giant robots. I love giant robots. You love giant robots. Circling back around. I was going through files in my computer. The website, the Victories website is back up and stronger than ever. Thevictorysystem.com, all one word. And it's a little bare bones, but it gets the job done for the moment, and it's something for me to build on. Uh, But while I was looking for files and looking for images and things to throw up there, I found the first files I set down when I started writing Mecha, and they're dated 2015. 10 years. 10 years. It is a very eventful 10 years because those files were made just before my cancer diagnosis, which explains a few things. The Mecha just kind of got tied up in all of that. And that's what built it up and tore it down so many times is I was being built up and torn down so many times. I don't do New Year's resolutions. I don't do New Year's resolutions because uh, they just end up being a source of regret for me at the end of the year. I have a hard time planning ahead like that. So it's not a New Year's resolution, but a dedication. It is the end of January when you're seeing this. I'm recording it a few days early because uh, my old recording schedule is not going to work out very well. Trying a new one. Buy my Christmas present to myself should be a mecha book. Or at the very least, the writing done on the mecha book. And if it's not, then I should seriously consider just determining it's not going to happen. Plenty of good mecha games out there. Uh, I'm already thinking that I cannot write the best mecha book out there because it's already been written. But we'll see. Take another run at it. We'll see what I can make happen. I'm getting a lot of good. I'm getting a lot of good feedback from people on Victory, and have over time, and people have offered feedback in ways I haven't gotten it before. So amongst the writing projects that are cropping up is a second edition of Victory that is a little bit tidier, more concise. Victory is my second run at writing out the rules anyway. The first one was in Hot Chicks. Hot Chicks had a lot of problems, but was a fairly solid foundation. Victory tidies it up quite a bit and imposes some organization. And now I need to dig in a little bit and make things flow a little more smoothly. And I've got people who want to help me with that. And if you're one of them, drop me a line, let me know. It's going to be a very busy year. Uh, and I'm kind of here for it. I like this tavern. I would like to do a lot of playing around with backgrounds and have some fun with it. And that's flexing the art a little bit and getting some more techniques worked out with my cameras and the lighting and the space that I'm occupying. It's uh, it's different, and I need to do things differently because the way I've been doing things hasn't been working out as well as it could. This year, this year I fixed some things and finished some things and get some proper things started. And hopefully by the end of the year, we'll be done with the move and things will be calmed down a little bit and I'll have a better grip on things. I like how the shorts have been going. Uh, we're just about through January and about time for me to start working on February shorts. I got a teleprompter because I do not like the way my eye contact works in the shorts at the moment. And that's because I'm looking at a camera here but reading my script from over there, and it is an issue. So uh, I'm going to fix that uh, and see what I can do to make it a little bit more presentable and a little bit more organic for me to work on. So let's see. What does that mean? Mecha, high priority because it's got a 10-year wait on it already. A fantasy book for Victory, which is not as high a priority as it was, but there should still be one. And I've already got a heavy start, so that's a second edition of Victory. That's three big projects. And any one of those could be a year. Let's see where I'm at with all three of those by the end of the year. I might want to bump into another area or so. Uh, I'm considering writing short fiction through Amazon. I'm going to be very careful about what I do write through Amazon, but uh, I I've got the short fiction building up in my head, and I might as well let it out and see if I can't make writing a habit instead of something that I have to make myself do. Something that I just get up and do because it's got to be done because it's a habit. Like, time to make the donuts, time to write the short story. It's just going to have to be something that I do weekly or daily. Sit down with that kind of time. Time management is going to be a big thing. I need to cook some more. I need to work on my personal physical endurance. There's a lot. There's a lot, and projects happening here all the time. We're getting a wall built and a fence put in. We have to have the electrical redone. My ancestral home is changing. My ancestral home is changing because it needs to suit me as a home. It needs to hold me and my family and take care of our needs, and that is happening. And by the same token, I am changing to adapt to this life of living in a house and actually having access to a world, being able to go out and do things that I need to do. Things are moving ahead. It's going to be a very interesting year. I hope to give you some more insights on where those things are going as the year goes on. In the meantime, I think we'll call this for here. Next time, a little bit more in the way of gaming information, tips, tricks, ideas. A couple of things I want to play out in my head and maybe work out with you folks. But we'll get there at some point in time. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I'm Scott Corum. This is what has mattered to me. I will see you next time for the next Matters of DeCorum. And now over to Uncle Drac for the outro. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy this video, give it a thumbs down. Feedback is feedback. If there's any other topics you would like to hear Scott talk about, questions you'd like him to answer, subjects you'd like him to cover, please leave a comment down below. He will love getting your comment and you will love leaving him one. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, why not? This channel is awesome. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you do, you might also want to hit the little notification bell so you're alerted when these videos become available. If you would like to support this channel in a more substantial manner, we invite you to hit us up at the Patreon page, www.patreon.com/ScottCorum, and consider donating. Absolutely anything helps and allows us to create better content more often. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.